Hi everyone, welcome back to UPSC upscupticker. Today in this video, we are going to discuss intelligence and aptitude previous year questions trend analysis. I am Devshree, and here I also want to announce another course to all of you. Psychology of Paper 2 is a new course which I have launched. It's like a micro course. It only covers Paper 2, but it covers Paper 2 comprehensively. So you are going to get live sessions. You will also get recorded sessions in case you miss out on any live class. Interconnections and examples are going to be the main key emphasis here. You will also get all the study material. Interconnections, I will provide you. Examples, I will provide you. I'm also going to teach you how to think the way I'm thinking and make those interconnections on your own. More than 10 years of previous year questions trend analysis is what you are going to receive. We are also going to discuss a lot of previous year questions in the class itself so that you have good understanding of how to present your answers and what all content can be presented in your answer appropriately. Because in paper 2, when you look at it, most of the questions sound very generic, GS like, but the answers cannot be the same like GS. Answers have to be more specific, more psychology oriented, and that is what you are going to learn with me in these classes. I'm also giving you a launch offer. You will be able to avail this course at just 12,000 rupees till 10th of December. You can reach out to me over Telegram, or you can call on this number, or if you want, you can download the app and message me there, whatever is convenient for you. Any student who enrolls for psychology paper 2 will also get psychology of answer writing course at just 299. And psychology of answer writing tells you literally everything about your answer writing practice, what kind of mindset you should have, how you should practice your answer writing, from your sheet mapping to your introduction writing, conclusion writing, body elements, your presentation, your content, your structure, A to Z. Everything about answer writing will be taught to you in the video lessons, and this is going to ensure that you are able to target 300 plus in psychology with great ease. Moving on to the discussion. Here you can see the syllabus for intelligence and aptitude. We have to know what intelligence is, the characteristics, different theories of intelligence, and different types of intelligence like emotional and social intelligence as well. How can we measure intelligence, the IQ concept, and measurement of multiple intelligence. And fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence is another theory which is given by Kittel. So all these theories we are going to study. Along with that, we study aptitude, and then we also study that how we can measure aptitude. Now this looks like a very simple part, which it is. This unit is going to give you easy marks again. It's very straightforward in nature. There's just one additional part to it, which is the individual differences, which also includes the testing part. Like here, you can see the measurement part includes psychological testing. Now here, we will be studying the important aspects, and we also study the details of all of these concepts in psychological testing. That is unit 1 of paper 2, right? When you study all of this comprehensively, each and every question can be answered with great ease, and you will be able to score really good marks on each of these questions. It does not matter how simple or how trivial, how difficult the question gets with time, you will be able to address any questions demand if you cover these portions well. Most of the questions here I'm going to show you are based on theories. In last 10 years, a total of 21 questions have been asked, and you can see that average is like 2 questions, but you'll see kisi saal zyada, and sometimes they're just asking you one question. What I really want all of you to understand is that this unit has most of the questions which are very direct in nature. You have to know the theory, you need to know the components of the theory, you should be also having good understanding about the strengths and limitations of the theory. Then on top of it, you need to know how intelligence is measured, the typical syllabus or components which we have seen. Why these two parts are the most important parts? Because most of the questions are related to that. Here I'm going to show you that. Evaluate the utility of J.P. Das model. It's a theory. Here you can see they're asking you about Spearman's theory, Thurston's theory, and Guilford's theory. They want you to describe the factor theory. These are all factor theory. They want you to describe that how factor theories ka evolution hua hai. Because Spearman has discussed one factor, but Thurston moves on to talk about 7, and then Guilford talks about so many dimensions. So this is what they're asking, and all of this is easily doable, right? Because once you have learned the theory and the components of it, you can answer any of the questions in the theory. One interesting thing you will see, is that a lot of questions on theories are on comparative basis. So I'm going to show you all of these aspects. Right now you can see 2 questions on theories. Here you can see third question, characteristics of Gardner's theory, right? Then next question again, Sternberg's and J.P. Das's theory. They want you to give a comparative account. Both of these are information processing models. So 4 questions on theory. Here it is emotional intelligence, but again we can count it for theory as well. Bas intelligence ka nahi, emotional intelligence ka hai. Here bhi maine 6th question on Gardner's theory, right? He says that there is no one kind of general intelligence for ranking individuals. Gardner's believes that there are multiple intelligences. He has given 8 types of intelligences in the beginning, and then he has added another one, making it 9. He had proposed more, but he clearly highlighted that the criteria which he has followed for the initial 8 ones does not clearly apply to the new ones which he has proposed, and thus the 8 or the 9 ones are more commonly discussed than the other ones. Anyway, we will be focusing on the ones which we discussed in class in depth. Now this makes it a total of 6, right? 6 questions on theory. Now you can see the 7th question, J.P. Das's theory. How is it different than other theories of intelligence? 7 questions. Here I want you to see again Gardner's theory and compare it with Spearman's theory. A total of 8 questions on theories. Now we can see here, intelligence is a univariate or multivariate concept. कुछ theories हैं जिन्होंने initially इंटेलिजेंस को एक सिंगल फैक्टर की तरह देखा. इधर आपको क्वेश्चन में क्लियरली स्पीयरमैन का नाम दिया है, आर्थर जेनसन का भी जो थ्योरी है वो भी सिंगल फैक्टर यूनिफैक्टर है, तो आप उसका भी एग्जांपल यहाँ पे दे सकते हो. स्पीयरमैन का तो डेफिनेटली हम डिस्कस करेंगे क्योंकि कंपैरिजन ही वहीं पर होने वाला है. एंड देन जेपी दास का थ्योरी. सो अब देखो अगर फिर से इट इज कंपैरिजन. 9 क्वेश्चंस ऑन थ्योरीज. हियर यू कैन सी ये कॉन्सेप्ट है, सो लेट्स जस्ट डिस्कस द कॉन्सेप्ट लेटर. एंड देन वी हैव मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस थ्योरी, व्हिच इज अगेन गार्डनर्स थ्योरी, राइट? एंड इट्स मेजरमेंट. तो वो भी ईजी है, जब आपने थ्योरी पता है, मैं मेजरमेंट पढ़ाऊंगी, वो भी पढ़ लिया, डायरेक्टली यू विल बी एबल टू पुट इट इन योर आंसर. अभी तक कितना हो गया हमारे पास में? सो अगेन व्हेन यू नो स्पीयरमैन्स थ्योरी यू कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. सो इनडायरेक्टली और डायरेक्टली व्हेन यू क्लब इट टुगेदर आप देख रहे हो कि हमारे को आउट ऑफ 11 क्वेश्चंस के अंदर डायरेक्टली थ्योरी पूछी गई है, जिसका मतलब क्या है दैट वी नीड टू नो द थ्योरीज रियली वेल. नाउ आई वांट टू शो यू अनदर डायमेंशन. 10 मार्क्स में पड़ेगा, ऑप्शनल, यू कैन एस्केप इट. मैंडेटरी, here you can escape it if you are not very well prepared. You can escape it here also. You have the option of escaping it if you are not very well prepared. The same option is available to you here as well. And then you come to this part again, you can escape here, you can escape. Now what are you understanding from this? I want you to see that majority of the questions are on theories out of 21, but if you look at it, all the questions are not in the mandatory section, which means if you are very well prepared for theories, you can easily score good marks in 15 or 20 markers. It's like you will be able to pick a particular option question for yourself because you are very well prepared with the theories of intelligence. But then the other part, let's just have a quick look. The other questions, how many of these questions are related to mandatory ones? Here we have one question which is mandatory, another one question, two questions mandatory, and non-theory question. Third question which is mandatory. Here you can see fourth question, fifth question, sixth question which is mandatory, and here you have the seventh question which is mandatory. Now what I want you to learn is 7 questions which are non-theory are in mandatory. अब this is how it gets tricky. ज्यादातर लोग क्या बोलेंगे, सिर्फ इंटेलिजेंस का थ्योरीज आता है, थ्योरीज पढ़ के जाओ. ऐसा हमेशा नहीं होगा. थ्योरीज मेजॉरिटी है, ज्यादातर थ्योरीज पूछी हैं, थ्योरीज प्रिपेयर्ड एंड डेफिनेटली यू कैन स्कोर रियली गुड मार्क्स. बट यू हैव टू ऑल्सो इंश्योर दैट यू आर एबल टू आंसर द मैंडेटरी क्वेश्चंस. And they have asked you 7 questions which are non-theory based in the mandatory section. तो मतलब you need to see the nature of these questions too. इसमें कुछ questions aptitude के ऊपर है, कुछ questions environmental factors. ये questions भी easy हैं. It is not that these questions are very difficult, and you cannot answer it. Very easy, easily doable. Rather you have so much more content to put here. You have a lot of examples, a lot of citations. All of that is available. So many theories you can use to cite in your answer. The only trick is that here you have to present your answer really well, accommodating a lot more important keywords and key points in your answer to ensure you get more marks. Do not think that when questions are very direct in nature, like based on theory, you get marks that easily. Everybody is writing that same part, so you still have to put in some effort in terms of your answer writing. Nothing in terms of your content and all. Content सबके पास भी same होगा, theory वही रहेगी. Theory is not going to change, or the ideas are not going to change. Everything remains the same. It is on you how you write it, how you present it, how you are going to form a particular sentence structure. Where are your diagrams? Where are your flowcharts? Are these properly aligned? Are these appropriate? How much space are you covering? I mean, a lot of components which are related to answer writing come into picture, right? And that is something you can learn in psychology of answer writing. The course is available at just 349. If you are enrolling in psychology paper 2 course, you will be able to avail it at 299. If you are enrolling for psychology comprehensive course, which covers paper 1 and paper 2 holistically, you will get free access to psychology of answer writing course. Now here I want to discuss the other non-theory based questions with you. Let's have a quick look at these questions. What is an aptitude? A very simple and a direct question. Various tests of aptitude. Again, a direct part. All of this is clearly given to you in classes. Even in books, you will find it. But in books, you will have limited content. In classes, we discuss more. We also understand how these work, because if once in a while any applied question comes, you should not be feeling stuck with that question. Rather, you should have the confidence of writing your answer really well, because it is more about the year you are writing. Are you able to handle the question? It is not about what has been asked or what will be asked in the next 10 years. The year you are writing, are you very well prepared about it? That is the only thing that should matter to you. So you should do everything in your capacity to be prepared for the year you are preparing, be it a theory question or a non-theory question. Here I want you to now look at the next question, which is a non-theory question. Can we determine a person's academic performance based only on IQ score? Explain it. Now this is a good question. It is not a mandatory one, but a non-theory question. आज तक हम mainly IQ scores या उनकी it is not just the IQ which can give you a holistic understanding of someone's academic performance, right? You have to bring in that aspect and also highlight that why this is something which should be practiced more and more. That becomes the key theme of the answer. So it's not going to be like a straightforward answer. You have to give reasons for that, where we are doing it successfully and in the right way with IQ score, and where we are going wrong. And there you include other elements like creativity, like right thinking, right reasoning. You bring in other aspects like emotional intelligence into picture. So that is how you score well in these kind of questions. This question is a mandatory one. Creative people usually have high IQ scores, but those with highest IQ scores are not necessarily the most creative people. Explain. I've shown you the same question in thinking and problem solving too, because the creativity concept are discussed in that unit, right? That is syllabus of that particular unit. But here I'm giving you this question because we are directly comparing IQ with this. So I've told you that I'm showing you this question in that unit as well, right? And here I have counted this question. So what does that mean? कि creative लोग जो होते हैं, same discussion I think, but the simple statement they have given you have to justify the statement. When you do that, you have to provide a lot of evidences, you have to provide a lot of factual information, and you can add a couple of examples to enhance your answer. This is doable, and because it is mandatory, if you are not doing it well, you are losing out on marks which other people will be able to score with great ease because they are well prepared. So it is very important that you go very well prepared in the examination hall. Next question, which is a non-theory question, is in what ways is deviation IQ different from traditional IQ? It's again a direct question. I'll also tell you it's a very simple question. The differentiation table which you are going to get, you just have to simply put it here in your answer and you are done. You have to add good introduction and good conclusion to your answer. That also we are practicing in the session. So anybody who's doing it well, it should not be difficult. Only thing you should know is that are you really practicing it well? That is something you should keep checking yourself कि कहाँ आप सही जा रहे हो, कहाँ आप गलत जा रहे हो. अभी concept क्या है वो हम क्लास में पढ़ेंगे. जब क्लास में पढ़ लेंगे तो it will be very easy for you. Not just traditional IQ or deviation IQ. What do we mean by constancy of IQ? Literally everything related to every single keyword of the unit will be covered very comprehensively. Mandatory question, guys. 2020. How much, and the only question, right? And how much do family family and school environment contribute to intelligence. अब देखो यहाँ family and school environment means we're not talking about the theories directly, correct? Indirectly, yes, you can talk about a lot of theories. You can cite XYZ theory. ये factor में यहाँ से हम help कर सकते हैं using this strategy. Schools can emphasize on building multiple intelligences, etc. Of course, all of that we can do, but it requires a lot more than that. It requires you to bring in that environmental influences on the development of child, specifically highlighting the intelligence aspect of it. So these are the kind of questions which can enhance your marks really well, because not every student is able to write these questions in a beautiful way. In my evaluation, I am seeing that most of the students feel very comfortable writing straightforward questions. Whenever the question goes a little bit off track, in the sense it is not completely direct and you have to bring in a couple of side elements, few people are able to do it really well, other people struggle, but it is learned. They are able to learn it. It is something which can be learned with great ease. So you just need to know that what element is presented in which priority order in order to score good marks. It's more like the art of writing, which you can learn with great ease when you know the science of answer writing. So when you want to learn that, you can use the psychology of answer writing course, which teaches you both the art of it and the science of it. Now moving on to the next question, give a critical appraisal on the practice of using aptitude test to predict professions for high school children. Mandatory question. It is a direct question. It's a very simple question. Next, IQ scores predict success in academic, job and other life outcomes. Evaluate. Again, this question is very similar to the question we discussed here. There, the question was an optional question. Here, it is a mandatory question for you. So the same idea which I've discussed there is going to be implemented here. Nothing different. Here, this question talks about compare and contrast the concepts of intelligence, emotional intelligence and social intelligence. Now, you have to simply give a comparison between these and how can they contribute in making an effective civil servant. The first part is very simple and straightforward. Direct, you just have to give the comparative points. You can use the comparison template which I have provided to you. And here, when you talk about the second part of it, it is applied. So you have to connect this intelligence, these types of intelligence, specifically speaking, emotional intelligence and social intelligence, to the work of the life of a civil servant. And then that connection which you are going to show here is going to fetch you marks. That connection should be presented with the help of examples, because that is when you will get more marks. Without examples, you will not get more marks. Next question, emotional competency is more important than intellectual competency. Discuss in the context of school children. I've discussed this question with you in motivation and emotion already. Here I'm just briefly telling you that it is working on the similar principle of the previous question, right? Why? Because it is again the EI which plays a very important role. See, in your academics, in your life, you're in school, you're in college, you're in your job, or in your personal life, everywhere emotional intelligence plays a very important role. It does not matter how intellectual you are, right? If you are intellectual, it's like a wonderful thing. But even if people are not very intellectual, because everybody is not going to have above average intelligence, people will have average, below average intelligence. But what it requires, is for people to be more emotionally competent or intelligent, so that they have better interpersonal command over their relationships, or you can say they have better interpersonal relationships. That is a very crucial factor for someone's success in life, be it in school, be it in office. Everywhere the same concept applies. So you have to always present the idea that intelligence and emotional intelligence, should be practiced or should be taught, or basically should be embraced together. Then you have your last question here, 224. Differentiate between intelligence and aptitude. Also discuss the main features of a good intelligence test. Direct, it is a simple comparison. And when you talk about the main features of good intelligence test, this is something briefly, anyway we can discuss it in this unit. But this is a part which comes from your paper 2, unit 1, psychological testing, as I told you in the beginning. We discuss the main features or the good features of any good test in detail. The same features are going to be used here. You just are going to give examples of intelligence tests, but all those important features will be discussed here, right? So that is how the questions are asked. This is a very simple unit to score, to ensure that you get good marks. One question is definitely going to come. In certain years they can ask you more than one question. Now you have the option. You have to prepare the theory questions, you have to also prepare the non-theory questions, because non-theory questions in the mandatory section can sometimes be tricky for some people, right? Not for everybody, definitely. It is dependent on so many factors. But what is your situation, you should analyze. You should know that you are writing the exam, you are very well prepared to score in each and every kind of question they are usually asking you. That is all about this particular unit. I'll see you all in the next previous year question trend analysis video very soon. Just ensure that you cover your portions really well. If you have any query, if you need any help, you can reach out to me. Thank you everybody. Take care.